Welcome to The Soft Life with me, Candy Washington, where we explore all things self-love, manifestations, and relationships with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. So be sure to subscribe, share, and join us on Patreon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And like the promo said, be sure to subscribe, like, and share. And yeah, let's dive right into the mess. This is a fun pop culture happy hour where we're going to be talking about Tom Sandoval's leaked text message. Peter is telling it all. He's spilling the beans. He was on Kristen Doute's podcast, and he really just came through with the receipts. He came through with the receipts. Then we are going to get into, actually, we're going to do that second. First, we're then going to get into Tom Schwartz being unhinged on Watch What Happens Live. So as you guys come in, be sure to say hi. Hey, Foxy, what is up? Hey, Felicia, be safe while driving. Thank you for listening. What's up, Sloopy? Says hi and is waving. How are you, sweetheart? All right, shout out to all the candy canes. Drop your questions down below and your shout outs down below, and let's dive right on in. Ooh, okay, so Tom Schwartz was on Watch What Happens Live on Wednesday night with Rob Lowe's son. I think his name is John something Lowe. No disrespect to him. John Owen, I think it was. John Owen Lowe. Cute guy, super fun. I'm watching the series. Great. But let's get into Tom Schwartz. I think that Tom Schwartz lied about when he found out about Tom Sandoval and Raquel having sex. Okay? So first he said he found out in January, according to Andy Cohen. That's what he said at the reunion. But on Watch What Happens Live, he said that he found out in August after Tom Sandoval and Raquel allegedly had a one-night stand in late August. Let's do some fact checking, okay? First up, let me say some shout outs real quick. Hi, Eileen. You're a channel member. Thank you so much for holding me down. Shout out to Kathy. What is up? Hey, Sloopy. Hey, Eileen. Michael, how are you? We got Eileen Bradley and Michael up in the house. Or is it Michelle? All right, let's get back to it. Just wanted to give some shout outs to my candy canes. All right, but let's do some time checks here. Sheena's wedding to Brock was August 23rd, 2022. Tom Schwartz said that his kiss with Raquel wasn't a decoy. It wasn't fake. They had, quote, real chemistry. But yet he's claiming August was the same exact month that Tom Sandoval told him that he had a one-night stand with Raquel. So which is it? Is it in August you are hooking up with Raquel, but you have no idea? Or is it in August Tom Sandoval told you that he had sex with Raquel? But that's also still a lie, because we all know that you knew way before that. And we're going to get into that because Peter brings the receipts, and I have the receipt. So he brings the receipt. But let's get more into what was going on. So this is according to Reality Blurb, and we're going to go through the article, and I'm also going to give some of, my candy cane insights. But I want you guys to keep certain dates in mind. It says, Tom Schwartz answered a bevy of questions about Sandoval during an appearance on Watch What Happens Live on Wednesday night. Before targeting fans' vitriol, explaining why he's more upset with Tom Sandoval than Raquel, and sharing his thoughts on their future, the Vanderpump Rules star revealed why he didn't tell Ariana Madix about their affair and confirmed when he found out about the romance. Sandoval did a good job of placating me, and also I'm consumed with my own life, my own problems, and he told me he has a game plan. He's going to do the right thing, and then he just kind of continued to procrastinate, Schwartz explained of why he didn't tell Ariana on the April 5th episode of Watch What Happens Live. I was being fed a narrative that he has broken up with Ariana or attempted to multiple times, many, many times, and he's not happy. They're not healthy. They're not intimate. Okay, let's take a pause right there. Number one with that, stop lying, Tom Schwartz. You did not tell Ariana that Tom Sandoval was having sex with Raquel because you didn't care. You had this, like, it's getting old. Like, the shtick is old. Like, your whole, like, wearing, wrist restraints because there's some drinking game where, you, every time you touch your face, people are drinking and nobody's got, like you're corny. Like, you're a cornball, Schwartz. You're a corny cornball. Like, it's time to grow up. It's not cute anymore. You're a 40-year-old looking like a goofball, sloppy. You look just like very, very sloppy. Like, it's not cute anymore. The lying, the talking in circles, using the big words that don't actually mean anything in the context in what you're saying it. Like, it's not cute. Like, I honestly thought him on Watch What Happens Live, it was just sad to me. I was like, he just looks really sad and pathetic. And the co-guest, John Owen Lowe, pretty much was like, yeah, you're kind of just like a big mess and you need to stop lying. He just looked really pathetic. You did not tell Ariana because you didn't care. You didn't care about cheating on your own wife. And the way you systematically gaslit and disrespected and alienated and embarrassed Katie, who's your own wife. I don't even know why people are asking you the question of why you didn't tell Ariana. You don't have enough respect for your own marital relationship. That's why you're divorced. You sure as hell don't care about anybody else's relationship. And did you notice how he kept smirking when he's like, oh, I still love you, Ariana. I'm here if you want to talk, like, whatever. Like, I've said this, Tom Schwartz is extremely, extremely selfish. He really only puts in bare minimum effort if it benefits him. He's actually really not a good friend. He's not even a good friend to Tom Sandoval. He just doesn't care enough to act any other way, to like intervene or to interject. Ariana, Tom Schwartz is not your friend. I would never let him back into your life. He knew what was going on. And this is the thing. I think that Tom Sandoval knew and co-signed Tom Schwartz and Raquel with their fake on-screen kiss and their on-screen romance. And I'm going to go as far as to say, because this is my channel and this is my opinion, and luckily they're going bankrupt. They don't have enough money to sue me. In my opinion, I would not be surprised if Tom Schwartz and Tom Sandoval shared girls or shared women. Meaning, I would not be surprised if they both have sort of dipped in the Raquel pool, if you will. That would not surprise me. So I think that he was lying. I think the whole kiss, the fake chemistry, all of that was just for the show. And it was a way to be a decoy. Because don't forget, during that same exact time, he was already in a relationship with Joe, who's Kristen Doute's ex-best friend, the hairstylist, Joe Winberg, the one that they've been going on all the double dates with. They went to Big Bear and, going out to parties and events and drinking and dinners and all of that. So Tom Schwartz has a whole girlfriend living with him. And he knows that Tom Sandoval is having at least not the bare minimum having sex with Raquel, let alone confessing his heroin addicted love to her. We're going to get into that too. And you want to sit there and tell us that you and Raquel had actual chemistry and the first time you found out was in August, the same exact month you're on camera doing this? Boy, bye. Miss me with the lies. And I loved how Andy, shout out to Andy and whoever is in his ear, actually checking Tom Schwartz on the lies. He's like, well, funny because at the reunion you said January, but now you're saying August. Are you lying then or are you lying now? And I think he was lying both times. Both times. Whew, let's get into it. Let's keep going. Although Jax Taylor suggested Schwartz had only recently learned about Sandoval and Raquel's relationship, Schwartz admitted to host Andy Cohen that he actually learned that Sandoval had cheated with Raquel in August of 2022. We went over that. Blah, 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 blah. He goes, I only know what I was told. The one night stand was in August, and then it became, from my point of view, became like an emotional affair, which is still inappropriate, but I didn't think it was a linear thing, he continued. Again, Schwartz, stop trying to use big words that don't actually mean anything in context. Like linear, it actually was a linear affair. Like, if you're telling, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt that he's actually telling the truth, which obviously he's lying. They have sex in August, one night stand, lust. Then they have an emotional affair, and that emotional affair leads to, in January, Tom Sandoval confessing his undying love for Raquel. That is actually a linear progression of a relationship, you idiot. Stop trying to use big words to sound smart and to circumvent and to, confuse people when a normal, regular word will do. Just tell the truth, you doofball. Because you're actually contradicting yourself. That actually is a very linear progression. Oh, I met this guy. He's so cute. We were out at the bar. We got wasted. We ended up coming home. We had some fun. And then I started to date him and get to know him. And he's actually really cool. And now I think I've fallen in love with him. That's the definition of a linear progression of a relationship, you idiot. Let's keep going. Then in January, Schwartz learned more about what was going on between Sandoval and Raquel. Tom came to me and said he's in love with Raquel, Schwartz recalled. I was flabbergasted, but not surprised, because it was kind of an open secret. After that, Tom kind of got flagrant. He was brazen after he told me that he was in love. It was like a release for him. While Schwartz couldn't have gone to Ariana with information, he thought Sandoval eventually would come clean. He was going to sit Ariana down. He was going to tell her the whole thing. Well, his version of the whole thing, probably highly edited version. He had a plan, Schwartz shared. Shut up, Schwartz. Okay, let's break that down. Number one, don't say flabbergasted. Schwartz just is irritating every single part of me right now. Don't say flabbergasted, all right? Let me move on. This is the thing. He says it was kind of an open secret. That, I think, is true. Multiple people have co-signed that. Sheena has co-signed that. Her friend Jamie's podcast has co-signed that. Lala has co-signed that, right? Dumas and random people on Reddit have co-signed that. So it did become sort of like this open secret. That I agree. But him saying that it started in August, again, is wrong, because I just remembered Kristen also said that Tom Sandoval and Raquel were making out at Coachella. And as we know, Coachella, I think, was in April of 2022. So if they're making out in Coachella of April 2022, how does he not know that they're not together? Again, a big lie, a big lie. And we're going to get into more of the big lies when I bring out what Peter said on Kristen's podcast. But let's keep going. Oh, he was brazen after he told me that he was in love. It was like a release for him. He has been brazen this entire time. Not just in January. He was brazen in October, dressing up as her for Halloween. If that is not the most in-your-face, passive-aggressive way to say, guess what, everybody? I'm smashing Raquel. I don't know what is. If my partner dressed up as another woman, I'm not talking about a celebrity or anything like that, as another woman in our circle for anything in this world, that would be a problem. Obviously, unless it's me, then that's cool, that's fine. But that was very flagrant and brazen. And that wasn't in January, that was in October. Again, get your facts straight. Get your facts straight. But let's keep going. Oh, and then he said he was going to sit Ariana down and tell her this whole plan. Now, word on the street is this. Tom Sandoval and Raquel were going to wait until after the reunion to tell Ariana, have them break up, and then act like, surprise, we happen to be together now, all of this stuff. But they basically wanted to fake everything for the cameras, fake everything for the show, and not get the blowback and the backlash that they've gotten. That was sort of like the alleged plan. I actually don't think that was ever going to happen. And I'll tell you why. The reason why I don't think that was ever actually going to happen is because I think that Tom Sandoval is in lust. He's in an infatuation with Raquel because he is going through something. But the reason why I don't think that was going to happen is because, don't forget, he still financially, in my opinion, financially abused Ariana, and he has the equity in the home together. And I think as long as he had that home equity loan that was tied back to his restaurant, he wasn't going to do anything to rock the boat with Ariana. I think that, like a lot of people do, whether it's and I'll just say man and woman, I'm not trying to be sexist, but I'll just to make it easier. When there's a married man or a man in a relationship and you're the side chick, they're going to spin you every type of story. As soon as I get a better job, as soon as, she's in a better place, as soon as, then I'll tell her, then I'll tell her, then I'll tell her. That is a tale as old as time. He basically just wants to have his cake and eat it too. He doesn't want to rock the boat with Ariana because of their financial in-house equity restaurant situation. But then he also wants to live out this weird wackadoodle fantasy in his life that he's living with his gel press-on nails, trying to act like he's a rock star and having this midlife crisis and, sticking it to James and having sex with Raquel because for whatever reason, she thinks he's cool. Sorry, let me turn my phone off. I don't know why people are trying to talk to me right now. All right. But I don't think he ever had any true plan on leaving Ariana unless he had a clear exit strategy when it came to the money. You see what I'm saying? All right, let's keep going. Dun, 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 dun. As for how Ariana feels about him today, Schwartz said he believes she's completely indifferent. I still love her. I'm here if she ever needs me, and I'll respectfully reach out sporadically, he revealed. Shut up, Schwartz. Don't reach out to her sporadically, regularly, non-regularly. Just leave her alone. You weren't a friend to her. You're basically laughing at her in the situation on Watch What Happens Live. You said you weren't mad at Raquel. You told people to give Tom Sandoval a hug, and we'll get into that. And you basically scoffed and dismissed, Ariana. Ariana, don't ever be friends with him again. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. According to Schwartz, he isn't trying to evoke sympathy for Sandoval, but feels that some fans have gone too far. He knows that what he did is disgusting. He literally could not have handled that affair in any worse way possible. I understand the vitriol. I get it. But the vigilanteism is getting a little out of control, he told Andy. I just want to remind people to take a breath. He knows what he did is terrible, so does Raquel. The threat to the mob mentality is getting a little out of control. I agree. I don't think for any situation there needs to be any type of real threats or realness going on. So just jump on YouTube and have a nice kiki with me about it. Schwartz then explained that during a recent visit to St. Louis, Sandoval was met with unruly fans. People were taking pictures and threatening to pour beers on him, and apparently some people yelled at him, "Cheater," he shared. And while Schwartz confirmed he's mad at Raquel, he said most of his wrath is aimed at Sandoval. He did not confirm he was mad at Raquel. He basically only acquiesced because Andy Cohen was basically like, if you don't say you're mad at Raquel, you're about to get, tomatoes thrown at you. He's not mad at Raquel. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. I bet Rachel Raquel, Tom Sandoval, that Joe girl, and Tom Schwartz are probably still going on double dates and hanging out like nothing is wrong. I'm more upset with Sandoval because he took advantage of my kindness, and he put a lot of people, not just myself, in a very compromising situations where our integrity is at stake. Schwartz, you don't have any integrity. And I'm not just talking about the Sandoval situation. I'm just talking about in general. I don't think that integrity and a man of respect, anyone has ever thought of you in that way. You play beta to an already beta man. Tom Sandoval is extremely beta, in my opinion. but he like doesn't know it. And that's like the saddest part. So like literally, Schwartz, you play beta to a beta man, and the way you disrespected Katie, like you've cheated on her, you've lied to her, you threw a drink on her, you've gaslit her, you've never had her back, you disrespect her. It's just disgusting. Like what attributes, like you don't have any attributes of someone that I think of when I think of a man of integrity. Again, you're using words that just don't apply. Let's keep going. Dun, 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 dun. Honestly, he became obsessed. He's notorious for having one single obsession. Maybe it was the sidecar. That's his heroin. He's addicted. It's an infatuation of all infatuations. Raquel is Tom's heroin. He got lost in the sauce. He also said on the show that Tom Sandoval has ADHD. This is a PSA for everybody on reality TV, but I'm really looking at you, Bravo celebrities. Stop using marginalized communities or any type of community that is dealing with something or living with something or suffering something or is diagnosed with something to justify your piss poor behavior. Tom Sandoval's ADHD did not cause, if he even has it, did not cause him to do what he did. Raquel's alleged neurodivergent, autism, love addiction, codependency did not cause her to do what she did. We gotta stop. There are truly people living with ADHD. There are truly people who are on the spectrum. There are truly people living with these diagnoses, you know? And I don't think all of those diagnoses are a bad thing. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. But there are certain challenges that comes with having that I just think it's very, very disrespectful to all of the people who truly have those things that they live with, you know, and say, well, that's why I had sex with this girl for a year because I have ADHD. Like, get the hell out of here. Get out of here. I do agree with him that it's an infatuation, but I don't think that he's infatuated with Rachel or Raquel. I think that he would have been infatuated with anyone who idolized him. And I also think it's just a cherry on top that it happened to be with someone who James was in love with. And I also think Tom Schwartz told the truth that it's very toxic. He was like, it's already toxic. It started toxic. It is toxic. It's already toxic. It's not love. It's not love. Oof. Later on Watch What Happens Live, after show, Schwartz revealed if he believes Sandoval and Raquel's romance will last. I think it will be a miracle if they make it, he admitted. I know they care so much about each other, but even in the short time they've been in love, it's become toxic, and I don't know if it's sustainable. And then you add in the entire nation thinking you're scumbags. I think it's too much, but we'll see if love prevails. That's not love. That's not love. It's really, really not. All right, let me go over a couple of more things that I saw during the Watch What Happens Live, and then we'll move on to Peter leaking Tom Sandoval's text messages that really expose that the affair has been going on way longer, okay? And also that Tom Schwartz is a liar, but we knew that one. All right, I already talked about his whole shtick is getting old. I thought the wrist restraints was really corny as hell. Like, I don't know why you thought that little shtick was cute. Being sloppy, having no backbone, basically looking like a, overboiled noodle isn't a good look, okay? Let's also see here. Okay, this was the only grace I was going to give Tom Schwartz, and then we'll move on to Peter's text, is when all right, this is the only grace I'm going to give him. When he said, well, you know what? I actually had a lot going on in my own life. Because we do have to take a step back and say, you know what? Tom Schwartz really isn't Tom Sandoval's keeper. They both are two 40-year-old men. And at this point, both of them on their own need to get their stuff together. And when he was saying how, his brother had cancer, his dad almost died, he almost went bankrupt, that's a lot. That's a lot. Dealing with a sick parent, dealing with a sick sibling, having financial problems, that's a lot. So I'm going to give Tom grace on that, because there does come a point where you have to say, I need to focus on my own life, and it's really not my place to fix somebody else's mess. So I'm going to give him grace on that. But the rest of the lies, using big words that make no sense, just looking sloppy as hell, being disrespectful and weird, miss me with all of that, Tom Schwartz. I just felt he was unhinged, and just really weird and bizarre. But I'm gonna give him grace on that, and I actually think that's actually very emotionally intelligent, when you can say, I actually need to focus on my own life. I have my own crises going on. I cannot step in and fix your life until I fix my own. But I think if he just stood in that more than, oh, I heard in August and he has a crisis and ADHD and like Raquel's great and Katie's horrible, like I think that would have been a much stronger thing to say. If he was just like, I'm my own person. I'm not Tom's mother. I'm not Tom's partner. Well, they're business partners, but you know what I mean? He's a 40-year-old man. He can figure out his own life. So I will give him grace on that, because if I was going through a sibling having cancer, knock on wood, I'm not saying this is real, or a parent who has almost losing a parent and then facing bankruptcy, which I do think that both Toms were facing bankruptcy. Quiet as it's kept, they probably still are. Maybe not as worse off as they were, but filming wasn't too long ago. And it takes a while to even break even in the restaurant industry. So it's like, if a couple of months ago you were almost bankrupt, you've only been open for, I don't know for how long, not long enough to really even break even. Who knows what their actual current financial situation really is? So that still might be a stressor. So I'm going to give him some grace on that one. All right. Now, let's move on to Peter spilling the beans on Katie's podcast. Okay, here we go. All right, before I play it, I'm going to read to you what Peter said. Well, I'll read to you the text messages that Peter said that Tom Sandoval sent him. I'll give you my thoughts on it. I'll give you the background, and then we'll listen to it, and we can listen to the context and everything, okay? So, quick background. Beginning of the season, it was the whole fake relationship, and by fake, I mean Raquel was being fake. Poor Peter was being duped. He was like, oh, I get some more camera time? Yay. But then he realized he was being played, right?